Seiya Suzuki
Bless you.
signed. Yeah, thank you. Signed this morning. Kind of a surprise to me that the Cubs were able to land the Japanese League star. Um,
How old is he?
27 years old.
Oh, we were right. Julie and I at work today. I couldn't, in the article I pulled up, it did not have his age, but so he's 5
Entering
years.
his prime.
Yeah, entering
5-year
his prime,
deal.
85 million.
Yeah, I was confused about that. I saw 70 million, I saw 83 million, and I saw 85 million. I wonder if part of that has to do with the posting fee that they have to pay to his Japanese club or to the Japanese league or however that works.
He's actually only getting 70, but 15 million
I
is going
think
to
that
the
might
Japanese club.
Yeah, that might be it. But regardless, it's a kind of a more reasonable deal than I thought he might get or thought the Cubs could get him for, because there are a lot of teams bidding on him. But multi-time all-star in the Japanese league, career 308 hitter. I forget, he had 32 home runs last year, I think. Whatever, it's Japanese league.
Yeah,
so it's hard to
we
quantify
have to wait.
that.
Yeah, we have to wait and see. But I don't think there's anything bad about it.
Well, what's interesting,
I'm not gonna sit here and shit on it or anything. I mean, because it's the great what if.
Right, and there's
Japanese players, they're so hit and miss when they come over to the majors.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. The closest thing you can do is come up with comps. Look at what they did, look at what he did in his early career, compare that to what other Japanese players have done, or look at his build, look at his strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
He's a 5-tool player. Everyone's describing him as that. But I heard similar crazy, incredible compliments about another Japanese player with the Cubs, Kasuke Fukudome, back in the day. But can you compare one Japanese player from 10-15 years ago? No, you really can't. So I think that's unfair.
It's unfair to compare him to any Japanese player, because other than if you do the comps, I guess there could be.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, I heard comps of former major league players today based on his skill set that they've seen. Maglio Ordonez was a name that was brought up, which I thought
had a pretty decent career,
especially to this podcast.
Prime. Yes.
Yeah. Jermaine Dye was actually mentioned as well as a comp.
JD.
Yeah, so I thought, if that's what he turns out to be, holy shit!
That was for you. Good for the Cubs.
Yeah. The third name I heard brought up was Matt Holliday from the
Brian Callahan
Rockies, and no, that's Matt Stairs.
Oh, Matt Stairs. That's right. Sorry, my bad.
Matt Holliday, much better player.
Yes, yeah, Holliday. Duh, yeah, I got confused
from the Rockies and eventually the Cardinals. But so yeah, if that's what Suzuki ends up being, I think Cubs fans will be more than ecstatic.
It would be a mistake on my part on this particular podcast, which is called Major League A-Holes, not to bring up the biggest burning question I have with the signing. Will racism run rampant in Wrigley Field like it did during
the Fukudome years?
The Fukudome years, yes. Will
the T-shirts being sold outside of Wrigley Field?
Yes.
Twinges of racism.
Will racism run rampant again in Wrigley Field this season?
I believe times have changed a bit in the last 10 to 15 years, but
yes.
I wouldn't
we're going to monitor, folks. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have boots on the ground here because I'm mostly in the city. I'm going to monitor this situation closely, and I'm going to be out with my iPhone filming the shirts outside of Wrigley Field.
It won't be hard to find if it exists. It won't be tough. So. Yeah, you will be do your what do we call that?
Investigative journalism. My Woodford and Bernstein.
Yeah, we had a name for it. Those hardball deep throat.
Yeah, hardball deep throat. I am going to be on this immediately.
Nice. Well, yeah, we'll be. That's going to be fun. It makes me question where the Cubs are at. We saw them spend significant money on a 3-year deal for Marcus Stroman before the arbitrary deadline and at the end of November. Now they're signing another guy who is entering his peak years, his prime years for the next 5. Are are they in or are they out? Like, what are they
Well,
doing? Are they
I,
trying
I
to go for it now or not? I feel like they're kind of
well, I
halfway in and halfway out.
well, I think there's one name out there still that I was of 100% belief, and I'm still sitting on it, that Freddie Freeman is going to sign with the Cubs.
I
And
think it could happen. I haven't heard much directly linking him. I think that would be another sign they're going for it, as he's now 32 years old. At some point, he's going to be in decline, but we're not seeing any signs of it yet, as he just won the World Series. I think that would definitely get people interested in watching the Marquee Network, which I think is a Cubs priority at this point.
Word Hole Media.